Right, are we all good though? Are we all good? We're all good? Okie dokie. You all know Dawn, didn't you? This is Dawn, hi. Dawn has been coming here for we're not gonna talk years. We're not gonna talk for a little while. Yeah, for a while. So it's all good. So I'll just push off Dawn to open in any way she wants to open.
Okay, please join me as we say, Divine Spirit, we thank you once again for allowing these doors to stay open so that those that wish to come can come and just sit with those loved ones that they miss so dearly. But of course, we all know we don't have to come here to actually have them around us. But it's just nice, that energy and the healing energy, that we literally just absorb that. And it just helps you to relax and just helps you to move on to that tomorrow. Amen.
Thank you. Now, I don't know how many of you know, but today's midsummer. Well, technically, it's midsummer at about 3:24 in the morning when the sun rises, which I'm going to attempt to stay up for, but we'll see what happens.
Oh dear.
We'll see what happens. We'll see. It's a plan. I'm going to be outside with the sunrise, but also having it live at Stonehenge on the laptop, and we'll see what happens. A nice little cup of tea and stuff. But it's one of the times of the year when the veil between the living and the other side is at its thinnest. Same as at Halloween and other times. It's one of the times of the year where it's absolutely equal, which is you normally got like equinoxes and you've got solstices. And so we're going to use a little bit of that lovely, lovely energy and that lovely positive energy today. As I say, this prayer with our healing book, which is Great Spirit, on this eve of midsummer, when the veil between the worlds is thin, allowing us to feel our loved ones draw close, we ask that the lovely energy we raise here tonight be sent out into the world as healing to where it will do the most good and to those listed below. So the healing list is Darren, Rosemary, Michael, Seffi, Wendy, Leslie, Barry, Amy, Nikki, Betty, Mick, Jeanette, Kelly, Aaron, Clive, Sylvia, Maureen and Bruce. So if you could just take a moment's silence just to send them some lovely, lovely energy and send it their way, that would be wonderful. Just visualize them in a better place than they are now, in a better situation, surrounded by love and light. Lovely, thank you very much. I've got a little story here tonight. I thought it was quite a fascinating story, actually. It's not my kind of usual story, but I found it quite fascinating. You know the way that people always say, oh, you've got a gift for mediumship, you've got a gift for spiritualism. I personally don't believe that. I don't believe it's a gift. I don't believe it's something that you are given or that you earn. I believe it's something we all have. It's something we're born with. We are spirit in a meat suit. That's all we are. We're just the same spirit as we connect with. And especially when you're children, it's something that is very, very common. And this was a lovely little story about how people have been working with kids to try and work on their psychic energy and their spiritualism. Staring at my little sister Sarah, I couldn't believe she was back. She still looked 8 years old, the age that she'd been when she died of cancer. I'd been 9 then, and there'd been so many things I wanted to tell her. After you died, I got really good at swimming, I said. I know, Sarah replied. I was there watching. Then suddenly I woke in bed, disorientated and confused. But seeing Sarah hadn't felt like a dream. It had felt real. Soon after, it happened again, and she told me that my first grandchild, who I knew was already on the way, would be a boy. He'll be clever and a bit different, she said. For years, I'd been battling with chronic fatigue syndrome, but the dream sparked new determination in me to get well. I joined a yoga class and was already getting stronger when the teacher asked me to help with a charity clairvoyant night that she was arranging. On the night, I told the medium about seeing my sister. You know, those weren't really dreams, he said, and I nodded. Then, to my surprise, I found myself saying, I'd love to do what you do. The medium offered to teach me. Within a year, I was back to full health and working full-time as a psychic medium alongside teaching other adults to develop their own psychic abilities. Then I met someone who trained teachers to work with children on their psychic abilities. We need extra kids to activate their senses, she explained. I knew that we were all born with senses beyond the normal 5. It could be why some children have imaginary friends, but it's something that can be lost in puberty when the more logical brain takes over. Intrigued, I signed up to learn more, and during my training, I watched blindfolded children accurately describe objects in front of them using their outer conscious or spirit. Back home in Essex, I practiced the techniques on the son of one of the adults I taught. After blindfolding him, I picked up a children's book, choosing an obscure one that he wouldn't have come across before. Tell me what colour you see on the page, I began, as he held the book in his hands. Shall I just tell you the name of the book, he asked. Not only did he get that right, but he also described the cover too. Having tried on the blindfold myself, I knew that it blocked out everything. It was just like seeing with my actual eyes, only fuzzier, he said after. Blindfolded reading wasn't just an incredible party trick. Connecting to their extra senses helped kids believe that they could do anything that they put their mind to. Soon, other parents started bringing children to me, and they were always amazing to see how their confidence grew. I was soon in such demand that my spirit guides told me to adapt the method and make it my own by training other teachers. After almost a decade, my teacher training program has gone all over the world. My own grandson Corey, now 16, went through the program when he was 8. As Sarah predicted, he was a bright boy and very much his own person. He too came out transformed, and in 2023 he took his GCSEs a year early. I have a program aimed at 6 to 12-year-olds, but also one for children and young adults of any age, teaching them to understand who they are and to manage their energy. I've seen it improve confidence and self-esteem and help manage difficult issues. My work has also been featured in a film on Netflix called Superhuman. Of course, I often meet skeptics and they're entitled to opinions, but parents always report back on how much more loving their kids are because of our sessions. As for Sarah, she still communicates with me all the time. In fact, she's one of my guides, helping me to spread my vital message, that children are our future and that we can help them fulfill all their potential. So thank you for listening. I just thought that was such a fascinating story of how kids can do anything as long as they're given the chance and as long as they're told, yes, believe, yes, use your senses, and you don't try and trap them in this logical brain of it's not real, you're being stupid, time to grow up. And I just love that. So thank you for listening, and here's Yvonne. Right, I'm going to pass you back over to Dawn to do whatever she wants to do.
I'll just wait for it to find it in there.
Run back.
Right, welcome everybody. It's wonderful to be back. I had to have a little rest because I had a stroke, but they never took away my speech or my sight. The hospital called it a miracle, but I knew they still wanted me to work. So that's the way I looked at it. But it taught me many things. It's teaching me patience at the moment. Patience. But it hasn't affected, and I knew it wouldn't affect my mediumship. In fact, in some ways, I work differently. But basically, the way I work for those that haven't seen me is that automatically while I'm talking to you, I'm bringing someone through. But I will sense, feel, almost have images in front of me, and all I've got to do is turn that to words. And it's simple as that, really. Can I come to the lady at the end there that I unfortunately moved there? Do you have mum in spirit for me? Because it's almost as you got up, she moved up as well. So I know when I start to work with her, would you understand she's very independent? She makes me feel she's very independent, and I'm going to say she knows what she wants. Let's put it that way. Would you understand that you looked after her? But I feel this is the latter part. Can you understand? And that's what she's talking about, her independence. She almost didn't even want to, you understand that? She just didn't want to submit or recognize that she was ill, although she knew it. You understand that? Because it's almost, while I don't acknowledge it, it's not there. And I know very much so with her, getting her to the hospital to take the children is one thing, doctors, but to take herself to the doctors for her own well-being, it's just no. It's no. I almost feel you had to get her kicking and screaming to get in there anyway. I do feel she's in pain as well. It's almost I want to go around the stomach area, just leading down here. That's where she's making me feel it started. Would you understand that? Okay, because I'm just feeling like a burning sensation here. That's how I'm feeling it. But she's talking about the care that was given. Okay. She makes me feel, although she could be quiet sometimes, can you understand that? I just want someone really that very much doesn't always give her opinion out. She actually just sort of holds what's going on. You know, she's more of a people observer, and she would just get their characters, you know, and she would also get a feeling if she weren't keen on them. Because I want to go back to when you was at school, because she's taking me back there and she's laughing, and it's almost as if I knew the ones I didn't want her playing with or getting close to. And I made it very clear indeed. But that was mum, because she wanted to protect you. Okay. Are you one of two, or she talks of the two, or is there two more? She's talking about the other two. Okay, thank you very much. Because I said child, then children, so I knew there was more. Often my hands, my speech, they know what they're doing. I just got to try and catch up with them. But I just very much know she's just talking about all of you, but I do know that there was a lot of dedication, and she's talking about looking after her from yourself. You understand that? Okay. It's almost, there was 101 reasons why some of the others couldn't be there, but you understand that, what she's talking about, because I don't really need to go into that, because you already understand her view on that. But I just really want to thank you, because there was times, she's saying, when although she was quiet and she would observe, but there were times I feel she said things almost out of character. You understand that? And would you also understand, mum's making me feel near the end that her mind wasn't as sharp, because she's just sort of put that on me, and I'm just feeling a bit lightheaded and not quite sure what's happening. Okay. But I just know there is this huge thank you. Okay. Because she was scared. And by you being there and reassuring her, she's getting emotional. She said she got through it. she got through it. Okay. Would you understand you was there at the passing, her passing? Okay. I actually thought it was someone else that didn't make it, but just bear with me there. I know Mum has a female with her when she passes. Would you understand that? Oh, so you don't know. She's making me feel I've got a female there. Right. Okay. She's just because the trouble is, she's saying you've held on to the fact that you've done all that for her, but you wasn't there at the final passing. Okay. That was my misinterpretation. Okay. Again, it was the way I just took it, but she's just brought that around in your information. Thank you very much. But she's talking about the fact that you have held on to that. After all you've done for her, you held on to the fact that you let her down in some way. Yeah, because that's what she's making me feel. And what she's saying is it wasn't about that moment. It was about the moments we had growing up. And just, I feel some of the stupid things that she would laugh at, you know, and you sort of got her wit. Can you understand that? She's very witty and sharp, and you got her wit, and you could be chuckling away, and it's almost I feel, is there a brother? Yes. Okay, because she just made me feel, and her brother just looking at us much so, well, what are you laughing at? But you two just clicked like that. There is immense love from your mum. Immense love. Okay. I do know there's others that now just drawing in to send their love as well. But I'm going to leave your mother's love with you. Thank you for working with me. Let me just get a little drink. Okay, I believe I'm coming to this lady here. Thank you very much. Do you have Dad in spirit? Okay. And would you understand with Dad? I feel quite a strong personality, but I feel he's got, I'm going to say, quite a strong build as well. Not in his latter years, but I'm talking about more in his youth. Because I know he comes here, it's almost as if he wants to give you an upliftment. Can you understand that? He says you're drained. It's almost as if you do something and then you're just losing that energy. Okay. He's got a sense of humour because he's just shown me a balloon that you blow up, and you know when you just let it go and the energy just goes out and it goes plop, and that's what he's showing me. It's like you've got to start sorting yourself out, girl. Okay, and you understand that anyway, because he makes me feel you've started to put some things in action, or they've been in action in your mind. Yeah. Okay, and he's very pleased about that. He's also talking about a family illness, because it's almost as if you thought to yourself, you've looked at the age he passed or another family member, and there is some illness within your family that you've almost thought to yourself, oh God, well, I might get that, or I might. It's almost, you've looked at the years and you've looked at this, and he's talking about that. And he said, you're stressing yourself. Okay. You are stressing yourself. And he's also talking about bringing your blood pressure down. You understand that? And to get that, do you remember the old blood pressure things with a little ball that went up and down? He just showed me that and it went completely out the top. So I just know he has this wonderful sense of humour. But his concern today is your well-being. Okay. and almost your happiness. Because it's almost as if that happiness where you just used to laugh out loud and giggle, it's almost been suppressed lately. Can you understand that? And he wants that to come back. He understands that a lot has gone on, because he's just showing me this. For me, that is a lot. It's almost, he uses the word disasters, but it has almost been one disaster after another, going from one thing to another. He's showing me also the clown in the old circus tent. You know, where they used to put a plate on a stick, turn it and quickly, and then try and get to it. And he's showing me that. And he said, that's what you're trying to do, not only mentally, but physically as well. Okay. And would you understand that you've got to push for an appointment, see a specialist, or there's something about pushing for an appointment because they're not listening? You understand that? I feel they're not listening, or the way he's making me feel that someone's not listening to you. You know, it's quick and then out the door again, where you need to talk to some degree on how you're feeling. Okay? He's purely bringing love. I've got another lady, his mum in spirit. Okay, I've got a lady with him. Would it be his mum? Okay, because I just feel there another person just comes in there to almost just let you know that this energy is being sent. And I know this lady to be extremely strong-willed. Okay, but I just know she's very strong-willed. And when she said something, you listened. Yeah, that's what I feel. As soon as she walked in near me, you can just feel that energy change. But he just keeps talking about your health. Okay, now he's showing me books. So who does a lot of reading, or there's something about re-educating? Right, okay. Because this is just how I get to the person that they would like to go to. Because he's talking about, she got problems with her back. Yeah, because he's saying she's got to get up more. I know she likes the books because I can see the books, but he's talking about her trying to move more or do some exercise in a chair. There is something about helping the manipulation of the back. I'm only passing on from what I'm seeing. Right, okay. But I just know he's talking and he's gone to the back there, the bottom almost of the spine, and giving it relief, because it's just affecting like the shoulders as well. Can you understand that? There's a tense, so that's you. Okay. Has Mum said these things to you? What I just told you? Right, okay. Again, he's going to her much as say she's already said these things. And he says sometimes he's saying she says it in love, but sometimes it comes across sometimes a little bit, patronising sort of thing. Right, okay, because that's what he's saying. Just don't, you're special. Oh, he just got emotion there. Are you his baby girl? That's what I know, she's my baby girl. Okay. And I just feel there's a good relationship there, There was something special, very special about you being born. Because he's just like showing me tons of cotton wool. So it's almost wrapped you in cotton wool straight away. And you weren't really going to get much chance to do anything else while he was around. I just feel he's a hard-working gentleman as well. and he just makes me feel if he knew you needed something, he was quite happy to work and get that little bit extra in to make sure you had that for Christmas. Okay, because he goes, I was a grafter. Okay, and it's almost I want to blow you kisses and just let you know I love you even more. I love you even more. Okay. Okay. Now, it's almost as if, oh, carry on, don't worry. It's almost as if, is the young lady at the end related to you? Okay, I think I'm jumping to you now, darling. Because he was talking about help and care. Ah, right, okay, I understand that. Because it's almost, I thought I was going to jump to the lady there and talk about how you've tried to help her and care, but he was actually talking about your care. Thank you. I'm going to leave his love with you. Okay. Oh, are you handwriting it as well? God dear.
I am. I've done the picture and then I write down the information I get.
Right, got ya. Okay. Righty-ho, are you all right, darling? Okay. So let's see who we have here. I have a lady with me who I know before she passed had dementia. I want to say she's quite funny. She was funny in life, but just when she got that, things changed somewhat. I know as I start to work with her, again, I do feel she's in her 80s, if not hitting the 90s there. And I feel there's a connection with 4, so she would either have 4 children or there'd be a connection to April there as well. I know you would have helped with her. That's the important thing. I know you would have helped with her. Who understands my ladies so far? No one? Okay. You've looked after quite a number of them. Okay. But would you understand that this lady, I keep saying I want to go nearer to my 90s, but she's very frail. And it's almost as if you wouldn't expect that ferocity and language and just, I don't want to say nastiness, but I just feel she has an outburst. Can you understand that? Oh God, I was going to say, I've definitely. Oh, okay. Well, they still come through. I can't stop them coming through. So, does anyone else understand any of this? Anyone connect with someone that's got dementia, or then it is. You see, I don't decide who comes through, and I haven't got a clue. But there will be people within the spirit world that we have helped, whether it be the postman, whether it be, a shopkeeper that we just got used to and we helped. They have a chance to come down and give their thanks. And that's what I do feel this is. And that's why, first of all, I'm thinking, well, where am I going with this one? So I just threw that one out. But I do feel, and I know you said there's a number of them, okay. Well, I think this one could be a little bit naughty at time because I see fish and chips there and peas, and I just feel I'm flicking the peas everywhere, you see. I feel she's a character, but sometimes could be a little bit over the top. But it's just the way she's flicking these peas around and just basically, being annoying. But it's almost as if you got her or could understand her, because she makes me feel you was the only one that would listen or take time with her. That's how she's making me feel. So, because I just feel, I'm not saying the others haven't got patience, but it's almost as if you would actually sit with her where they will think, oh, she's too much trouble. Can you understand that? Right, because that's what she's thanking you for. Because I know you did help her greatly at the end, okay? And definitely gave her some, I'm going to say comfort. And in the little things you've done, but it just built up to a lot, okay? And because I don't feel she had many people coming in to see her at all. No, I don't feel that. That's the way she just is. It's almost as if I think you're my daughter or you're my granddaughter. Can you understand that? So I just know there is this immense love coming to you and this gratitude for what you did, okay? And I just know, and you said there was a number of them, but it's almost in the background I can hear like 4 or 5 people going like this to thank you. But she's the spokesperson, which she would be in life because that's how she was. So I'm going to say thank you for listening, and please do take her. She showed me a badge of honour here. So do take that because what you done meant a lot to many. Oh, badge of honour. Yeah. Oh, that was pretty good. So you knew what she was on about when I was doing this. So, because I just know they're very grateful. Very, very grateful. Yeah, they're just a lot of love coming to you. And I'll leave their love with you. Okay. I'm going to say a lad with me. At the moment, I can't quite work out his age. Perhaps in his teens. And I almost feel he's either drowning on his own fluid within his body, or he actually drowned. But he doesn't make me feel he's very old at all. So I feel he's past 10, but I almost want to go up to teens as well, or late teens. Does anyone understand a person? And remember, this doesn't have to be connected to you in your family. This could have been a neighbour. This could have been anyone. But I just feel I've got this young chap with me that someone would have known. How would you have? He was the stepson of a friend of mine, and he was 9. Right, okay. I went to 10, but I just felt older with him for some reason. But thank you. Okay, I'm going to accept that. But because I went to 10 and he pushed me up the scale, and I'm just thinking, okay. I just feel he's a bit of a character. He's saying he's a character. But I just know he was into everything. Do you know what I mean? Now, I don't know if he used to get the bottles or he was with a group that used to get the bottles, because he's showing me bottles and keep going up and down to the off license. Can't even say it now. I don't know about off license, but when we had parties, he was always the one behind the counter. With the bottles, because he's showing me all these bottles, you see, and I feel he's either hiding them or taking them out, and I felt I was going up try and get a couple of bob back on the bottles or something. Do you know what I mean? Because he was very money orientated as well. He, as you say, he was matured for his years. He was told actually not to go. Can you understand that? He was told not to go. Yeah. Because he's going, I shouldn't even have been there. And I'm going to him, well, but you was. But he's just, again, I just feel that he would answer back at anything, you know. But he's doing it in a lovely way at the moment. But he's just talking about them days. And it's almost as if there is still a connection, although he's making me feel you don't see the family so often. But there is this connection. So I don't know if it's once a year or whatever this is, postcard or Christmas card. Right, okay, well, you're definitely not going to get over there. But just bear in mind, I did bring him through because it is crazy who you bump into. They may be on a holiday, but it's weird that he's just come in like this and he just makes me feel. But what he tells me is you was great support to the family. Can you understand that? And also the children, I want to say of the street, but because I just feel that there's this sudden shock through them all that you're not invincible. And because some used to follow him and get into a little bit of, you know what I mean, where they shouldn't have been. And everything to him was a joke or a laugh. And that's the way he took life. But he realises now what this has cost his parents and everything else. Okay. And as I said, he wants to come and thank you for what your part in the words or whatever it was you've done to comfort others during that time. So he's just brought you through a red rose. So I'm going to give you that because that does come with love from him. Okay. I'm not saying you hit it off completely, you know what I mean? But it's the fact that he can come through and just give that thank you is important to him on behalf of his family. Okay. I don't know if you were good friends with his mum or best friends, but he just shows me that although they've moved, there is something about her losing. She didn't quite get what she expected out there, although it was all going to be exciting. But I just feel that community that you all had there and the closeness, I feel like you're looking after each other's kids, you know. You know, that's what I feel like. So you can put them out there, well, that's all right, Bet's out there, you know. And he's saying that's what she misses, is that, yeah, that connection you all had, which he absolutely loved. So thank you very much. Thank you. Did you just say Alice, or did I hear Alice?
Alison was the daughter, the stepmom.
Right.
Alice was her mum.
Right, okay, because I just heard Alice, but I didn't know if you had just said Alice, or am I just hearing things?
No,
so
you would have heard Alice, because I said to Sue,
right,
Alice off.
okay, because that's just sort of played in my mind, and I'm thinking, am I going back? Am I okay?
She was the one at home for me. He died on his 9th birthday.
Oh, bless him.
And she was the one that came to me in a state.
Right. Yeah, that's how he's making me feel. Okay. Was there 2 other children in that family?
One,
Okay.
I think. I think there was another one.
Okay, I was just going to say that myself. You said at the time, because I feel there is another child now. Okay, and that's what he said. And I just know very much he's around them. So I'll leave him there. Okay. Okay, I've got a gentleman that joins me, and as he does, I'm going to say, I feel he's got cancer. I feel he loses weight before he's passing, and I just, okay. I just feel it's in more than one place before he passes. I do feel with this that he did try. He did try to fight it, but unfortunately, I almost feel it come back and sort of just, and then it was quite rife within him. And I've got George. Now that can be a first name, a second name. It doesn't have to be his name. You understand that? Okay. Is this Dad back again? Or your little brother? Okay, because I've got Dad back in again. Just as I said that, he's come in. But I have got your little brother. Okay. He's made me laugh. He said I was never one to be left out. I'm never one to be left out. Again, I've got someone that emotionally, he's quite an emotional lad. Can you understand that? He does take his emotions in, definitely, and doesn't talk too much about it. He was always, I'm going to say quiet. That's the way I felt. But it's almost, he's going, she knew me though. So between you two, there, you know, automatically there was more mischief. I don't know about mischief, but you understand what he's talking about. But I just very much know as he's coming here, he's just bringing this energy of laughter. And that's what he's bringing. Okay. Okay. Would you understand that he fought it? It's almost if he fought and everyone thought, brilliant. And then I feel where everyone's getting back to life. And then suddenly I just feel it like a tidal wave come back. And he was so young. So it's too young. But you understand that. And would you understand there was a birthday in June? Within the family, there's a connection to June there. He's going to. I also want to go to November. So there is a birthday passing there in November that he's going to. Did you live at 73? Or is there a connection with the 7th of March? Just remember I said that. Just remember I said that. Because at the moment, automatically, I'm sort of throwing things at you. But for some reason, he keeps showing me a 7 and a 3. So I don't know if it's an old door number or it just connects with someone's birthday. Okay, but please just remember I told you that. For some reason, I just feel something's gonna drop in later. And some of the information I give now, I definitely don't know. Some of the recipients, you won't be able to take it. And when you get home, you think, oh God, she said that. I know what that is now. Okay. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I can only work 110% with spirit to try and get the exact message through for you. But I do like to get that message through. Okay. Did you keep like an LP or a tape or something of his, like music-wise? Because he's talking about the music. I feel he lost himself sometimes in music. Yeah. It almost just lifted me. It lifted me. Because I just feel, I can see him going through, I don't know if these are LPs or he's just got all these cassettes or what. There you go. Yeah. Oh, he knows that. Yeah. Yeah, he knows that. It's just making me laugh. But am I right in saying, if you hadn't have taken them, I don't think others wouldn't have used them? Can you understand the way in which you use them? So he's really pleased about that. He's really pleased about that. And what he's really pleased about is that you keep him alive. When you talk, when you feel, when you celebrate his birthdays, Christmas. Oh, bless him, bless him. Because he's talking about Christmas being hard. Yeah. It's almost he wants to pump you on the arm and sort of go, well, I give it my best shot. I did fight. You know what I mean? I did fight. It weren't my fault. It was my body's. It's almost as if he was very good in a laughing way of, well, it's not my fault. It's my body. You know, that was the way he fought, very much so. But he also knows the time and the sacrifices you made around that time. That's what he's making me feel. You would understand that. Okay. Just sitting there talking to him, just trying to do anything for him, you know. He said she's a bleeding mother hen, she was, a bleeding mother hen. So, again, he thanks you for that. He's very much around you. I was going to say, you've been either sitting in a garden or you were somewhere, and it's almost, he shows me a robin come down. Okay, because he's showing me almost it being still, as if it's looking at you and you're thinking, yeah. So just know he's saying, I'm still there to annoy you. You're not going to get away that easy. Again, I just know there's a lot of love here, a lot of love, and a huge thank you. Because I'm just seeing a big red heart, and it's just got thank you, love you, sis. Okay? Yeah, that's what he's saying. Love you, sis. So just know they're all very much around you at the moment, just trying to lift you. And I'm going to leave all of their love with you. Okay, I've got another gentleman here. Now, as I work with this gentleman, he's making me feel he is responsible for his own passing in some way. Okay? That's how he's making me feel. Now, I know as I start to work with him, there's almost two people inside him, because I just feel there's this coat of armour on the outside, but on the inside I just feel him almost being very angelic in a way, emotionally. That's how I feel with him. He doesn't make me actually feel very old, funny enough. I just feel like Peter Pan with him, you know, just very light. And I just felt on this occasion it went too far. It went too far. Who understands my gentleman? Okay. Now, would you understand with him, he's making me feel that he's very groggy and very out of sorts. I want to say he's not in his right mind. Let me put it like that. I do feel there's medication there. There's a form of drugs. You would understand that. And I just know that deep inside, he wasn't as strong as everyone felt. And he was a bit of a joker, you know. He used to almost make jokes to get himself out of situations. So this is where this armour come in. because I know to friends and some family members, they always see him quite upbeat, you know, and funny and everything else. But almost when he goes indoors, it's like I'm retreating within my shell. And almost, it's almost, I'm sort of seeing like a mouse being afraid, you know, of a cat. I feel like I'm retreating literally, but he done that emotionally. Okay. Okay. Would you understand he wasn't found straight away? Yeah. Because that's what he's just making me feel. It's almost as if like I'm seeing the sun go up or come down. You know, he's just showing me the cycle. Um, Now, it keeps making me feel he wants to go outdoors. Okay, so okay. Would you? He's confusing me a little. I'll be honest, because he makes me feel he was found inside a house or inside a building, but he keeps taking me to the window and like a door, as if he wants to go out. Would you understand what that is? Right. Okay, okay. Because I feel I want to be out there rather than in here. That's what he's making me feel. But would you understand he died on his own? Because I just feel very isolated and he's just drawing a circle around himself. Okay. Um, and I just know that family were very surprised, because it's almost as if I feel in his life he had just started to do something. You know, it's almost as if he's starting to change or move on with his life. Because I keep thinking something's holding him back in life. I don't know if it's his upbringing or something, but it's almost as if I'm chained, you know, and I want to break free. That's what he keeps making me feel. But I know with my gentleman, there was this great confusion with him. Okay. I want to say, because he's showing me almost depressed, you know, and that's quite a strong word for me, but I just know these mood swings could just come and go. And one minute is on top of the world, and the next minute, it's almost how to deal with him. And that's what he's making me feel. And I know there's a huge sorry there. There's a huge sorry. But I didn't understand it myself. But I know the drugs didn't help. You understand that? Definitely so. There were different choices I could have made, but I couldn't deal with, at that time, the outside world. Let's say that. I feel there's certain people he couldn't deal with at that time, but I just know they're sort of out of the house, if I can say that. Okay. Imagine. It's almost he's just looking down and he's seeing the chaos that then happened because of that. Okay. And just trying to almost pick mum off her feet, or there is something about picking someone he loves off of their feet. And I think he means just hearing that news just absolutely devastated them. Okay. And that's what I feel he's talking about. And then afterwards as well, to do with the funeral and different things that were done. I know there was a lot of people made gestures and helped out with that. There is something about others saying things or helping out with that. And some that he never expected would be at the funeral. They were there. And I think that surprised him. It makes me feel he's surprised. a couple of people that were actually there. Okay. But again, he just wants everyone to know he is fine. He is fine. He hasn't got, anything now. He's just clear-minded. And he found the peace he was looking for. And I'll leave his love with you. Okay. Okay. I don't know who I've got with me, but either they're an entertainer or this would be Mum, because I feel I want to get you all up and start playing musical chairs, Ring a Ring of Roses. It's almost as if I want to get you up and start getting you motivated. And that's all I've got at the moment. So I do know my lady could be a motivator, and I feel very loved. I just know she makes me feel it was quite fast from when they realised what she had to her passing was quite fast. But I do feel very positive with this one, very strong-willed, I've got to say. But she's just and I feel there's a Val or a Valerie or some name like that. Again, could be first name, middle name, but I just feel within their connection there would be very much so with my lady. At the moment, she's not actually saying how she passed. It's almost she just wants to talk about positive things rather than how she passed. But one thing she did, she led her life her way. That's how she makes me feel. Does anyone understand my lady at all? Okay, so there's got to be a connection there. Okay. Okay. Now, but there is a strong woman in the family, or was in the family. That's how she's making me feel. And that woman was her. She says it, and that woman's me. Oh, right. So you don't. Yeah. But I just feel for some reason someone would have heard stories about her, like, oh, she was a bit of a tyrant, but she had a good, it's almost, she makes me feel people still talk about her. Oh, right. Ah. Mums. Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. So this is your step.
Her dad's sister.
Okay. So your aunt.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Because she's making me feel. Because when I'm talking to you, but I'm looking at you, and I'm thinking.
Yeah. He's more related to her.
Yeah. No. You don't have to remember them for them to still be part of your life. No, but they will still follow. It's like if I pass now, I can guarantee I still want to know what my children do, my grandchildren do. So I'm too bleeding nosy. So, and also still have that connection, especially if I didn't in life, through whatever reason. And I do feel that's complicated. Do you know what I mean? So I'm saying we're leaving that there. Don't need to come. We're going to go very much with the positive. But she does make me feel that either you're creative, so you like art, or there is something very creative about you. And she's saying I was very much the same. So she's relating to your personality as well, that she very much connects with you. And she was very much out there and would do things perhaps in her neighbourhood that perhaps some wouldn't, because she's looking at your hair. Okay. So I know she would do her own thing, although other people go, oh, you can't do that. Oh my God, don't do that. But it's no, that's what I want to do. And that was very much this strong will, definitely. And she says, you're very much your own person as well. Okay. She's also saying, but very much like her, there are times when we have lost confidence in ourselves. You understand that? And she makes me feel at this time, you're having a little bit of that going on, okay? And it's almost like, get back on the horse, you know? And she's almost pushing you and willing you to do well. She said, because you are very, I don't know if this is artistic, but she's just showing me very sketching and drawing or creating, very much a creator. And she said, some of your ideas haven't even hit your brain yet. You wait until they do. Because she's just shown me what you can do in the future as well. Now, I'm not saying you're going to be an art therapist with children, but is there a connection of looking after children or going in that sort of route? Because she keeps showing me children around you. Okay. Oh, well. Right, okay. Okay. Well, I can only say what I'm seeing. There are children around you. She's just laughing. Okay, I don't do predictions, but I will pass on a message. And she's looking at 4. She's telling me 4. So either you're one of 4 or she's talking about 4 children. You're one of 4. Oh, God. There we go. I'm glad you said that. Right, okay. But would you understand you're different from the rest? That's what she's making me. It's like, I'm not saying you're the black sheep of the family. I'm not saying that. But she's just singled you out here because you're bolder, stronger, and because you speak quite clearly on what you want. People take that as you being a bit, you understand what she's saying. Okay. And you don't mean that. It isn't like that, but you have to get out and say what you get now. Otherwise, there's this frustration going on with you. And if you hold it in for too long, then that's when you blow. And that's what she's talking about. So just know she has actually followed you quite closely. Okay, not in a creepy way, but just, you are of her blood. That's as she sees it. And the way she's made me feel, you're the only one that's very much like her in that respect of pushing boundaries, you know. She's just making me laugh. Okay. I feel I'm going to when you was younger. And sometimes you had a way of getting your own way. Can you understand that? That's what she's showing me. And that's just led on to yeah. Round the little finger. Yeah. That's what she's showing me. So just know she comes here. Of course, there is love going out to her brother, family, etc. But she just wanted to let you know that there is something very special about you. Don't let anyone dampen your glow, she says. Okay? You sparkle and shine. And I'm going to leave love with you. One more? Yeah?
It's Friday night, why not?
Wow. Okay, let's see who is up here. Okay. I've got a lady that joins me. I know she has 2 children. She passes with breast cancer. It is elsewhere, but I know we're coming up to the lungs, around the breast. And she's not very old at all. I don't feel she's very old. I mean, if she's hitting her 50s, I'm surprised. I feel I want to push her down a bit. So she's, I want to say, a young mum, really. I don't think the children are that old at all. Who understands my lady at all? Again, remember, this could be a friend, your friend's family, but she comes here quite strong. Okay. I know she has cancer. I know she's talking about the two. For me, that would be her two children. I feel from start to finish, 18 months. Literally. I don't feel the battle was two. And I know there's this loss of weight as well with her. And definitely breathing around the lungs and the chest. Does anyone understand this at all? Okay, just got to think, because she's coming so strong. Okay, okay. And connected to her, I feel there'd be a Mags or a Margaret connected. Does that not help anyone at all? Sorry? I thought you could understand it then.
I could have done. This I can't understand.
So no one can, you can't understand? Okay. That was weird, because she came in so strong. Started giving me a list of things. Okay. Well, two children. She had cancer, 18 months. Do you know what I mean? She's full of this,
I wonder if it might still be with you, but it's not. Kids is fine. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
The kids are trying it off for me because I know something that description, but she has 4 children.
Okay. She's talking of the two. I took it as being 2 children. Is she one of 2? Because that's the only other way. Cause she talks of the 2, which seemed very important to her. She feels very young. That's the trouble. I don't want to put her past 50. If anything, I want to bring her down. But she's so full of life when she was here. I feel she's an organiser and would get things done. This is how she makes me feel. Because she almost gives me a list. Sorry, can you say that again? Right. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. But did she have cancer? And she lost a lot of weight? Right, so you didn't see her. Okay. Yeah, I'm just, but I knew that 2 was important to her. You know what I mean? So she's either 1 or 2, or 2. There is something 2, or she's been gone 2 years, but there's got to be a 2 there. But she was very specific on how long, from start to finish, 18 months before she passed. So she fought this, and it went on. So I just know, I almost don't want to let her go, because I just feel, okay, come on. I feel there's a connection with an Ian as well. So Ian would be in her mindset. Does that help anyone? Okay. It's because I'm looking at time, it doesn't help. What is the name of the lady that passed for you? Emily. Okay. So let me just try and do it like this. You know, we never know what's going to happen, but I do feel there's a lot of things right there. Okay. So it was Emily that had the cancer. Would you agree it was 18 months? She's been quite specific on...
I can't remember.
Right, okay. And then she passed. Okay, so you didn't find out till later on. Okay then. But I just know, I just know you just recently lost someone. There's someone just come in and I just almost thought I'm not long past. So there is something they're trying to do here. Okay. Perhaps I'm not with the right one here. Right, well, I've got to round this up. So I'm going to ask for Emily if she could just step forward for me. Now, you would understand that she's making me feel she's very, she's like a perfectionist, like she writes notes and she has things in order. That's how she's making me feel. Can you understand? Right, because I've got books. I've got books and and lists of everything. So that's how she makes me feel. She was very organised. Okay. But there is something about teaching as well. She talks about teaching. I'm not saying she was a teacher, but she's talking about teaching. And she's showing me these cards, and I know around it, I feel I got young children. Right. Because I just feel I've got them all around here. And I know I'm trying to help them. I know when she gets this, okay. It's making me itch. So I know at the end, you see, she's on morphine because she's making me want to itch. And I don't want to because I got caught in the sun and it don't help me wanting to itch. But she's talking about the last week, which you wouldn't know, would you? No. Okay. So are you still in touch with her mum? Because she's just put a lavender blanket around her mum. For me, that means her mum is either not sleeping well or there is something going on with mum. Right, okay. Well, she made me feel she went to someone that was older than her.
She's older than her.
Oh.
When she went.
Right, okay. No. I don't want it to fit because I'm trying to get to was when she. I just know it's someone else because she's just put this lavender blanket around her. For me, that is healing. Okay, that is healing. So I know she's coming to try and help her fight the fight. That's how she's making me feel. Okay. So I feel they're very similar in ways.
Oh, very.
Yeah, because she's just very much around. Well, that's what I was just going to say. She's very much around her at the moment. Yeah. So if you can get that message to her, but she talked of the two. So I don't know if this person has got two children or she's just talking. But just remember I said two. Because it's just the list she gave me was so boom.
Well,
that
thing that suddenly came on my mind then was Dean and me. We were always us two together now. That's my answer.
right.
And there was all that cousins and she got 4 kids,
but it was just you two. Okay. Well, perhaps that's how it's meant to be. I'm not saying I feel that 100%, but again, I am aware of the time. So, but thank you very much. If that helps, in some way, and just let her know she's there and she's trying to help her in any way she can. Okay, and just asked her, because she just makes me feel she has come to her in a dream, so she would know she was around her. But again, the information I give now, you can't give an answer to. But when you talk to someone else, perhaps you will understand a little bit more. But I just know that's very much going to her. Okay? So thank you for being a messenger anyway. Thank you ever so much for coming out on this beautiful evening. I'm so glad it's got cooler. Very much so. But thank each and every one of you. I do appreciate your time. Sorry,
Close a little bit for me.
closing prayer.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, just join me as we just finish this off and we say, Divine Spirit, we thank you for the energy, for the love, and for the compassion from the spirit world to their loved ones. I thank you once again for allowing me to be their voice and pass on these messages. Again, I would just like some healing and love to go out to so many at the moment that are struggling, whether it be financial, whether it be mentally, it doesn't matter. They need the energy and the love and just that wonderful, it's just compassion from us all. Amen.
Thank you.
Oh.